Welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine, and here at my channel, I'm just trying to encourage people, motivate people to try again, to try some more, to do a little bit more, because that effort is valuable. And today, I want to talk about mental toughness. Now, what this is not is a substitute for a relationship with a licensed mental health professional if you need, some care. I'm not a doctor. I've just lived a life, and I want to share my advice from my perspective, share what's working. So let's get into it. So I read a book. It is called 13 Things That Mentally Tough People Don't Do. It's by Amy Morin or Marin. I'm not sure. I'll link the book below. What I want to talk about today is she mentioned 3 destructive beliefs that could really just be holding us back. Basically, her philosophy is you can't work on becoming mentally tough or better just by doing the good things. You have to work on those bad habits that we have. So she relates this to getting, physically strong. So you go to the gym and you pumping iron and you doing the things. But if you don't change some of those bad habits that you have with food, eating the junk, those types of things, you won't see much progress. In turn, if you want to be better, just mentally better, like everybody talks about gratitude, and that works. That puts you in a better space. But if you don't work on these destructive beliefs, then you are going to make less progress. So again, let's get into it. So the first destructive belief, she said, that is holding us back is unhealthy beliefs about ourselves. Now, sometimes this person, they talk about that they'll never lose the weight. They always have to work hard for nothing. Bad things always happen to them. This kind of thinking, this negative thinking about yourself, like things are just happening to you and nothing good could come your way. I'm so unlucky, I never win. These types of things, this keeps you stuck. This pity party that you can get into, this is not helpful at all. Basically, what you do is you put your brain focusing on the problems in your life, and that way you'll never generate any solutions, right? So we have to be careful not to just be constantly hosting our own pity party. The second destructive belief that could be holding us back is unhealthy belief about others. We have to be careful about giving our control to other people, right? This is when you are saying things like, my mother-in-law drives me crazy. She's not in control of you. You, as an adult, you are in control of how you respond to any of these situations. For example, I have a loved one, a person I care about very deeply, and she has some really, really bad experiences when she was young. She had some family members around her that just didn't treat her well at all. But here, as an adult, if you are still in that same space, giving those people the power over how you feeling today as an adult, a lot of them people dead or not thinking about you anymore, So don't get them the power over your life. They don't have any power. You have the power. You get to control how you respond to that situation, any situation. So we have to be careful of that. The third type of destructive belief that is robbing us of our mental strength is just unhealthy ideas about the world in general. People tend to think the world owes them something. Like if I do this, then I should get this result. When you're thinking like this, it just sets you up to be disappointed. And then when you're disappointed, it will most likely lead to disgratitude and not being grateful, and so on and so on. So these are very dangerous types of behaviors. This is very dangerous types of beliefs. And we have to practice on these bad habits that are very easy to fall into. The secret to building the secret to strong mental fitness, you have to practice on removing these bad habits while also practicing your gratitude, being charitable and gracious and giving. It has to be a both and, not a either or, in order to be successful. I want to share her story. She had a story in here about one of her clients. She's a licensed psychologist. So she had a client. He had diabetes, and his mother had died young of diabetes. And it had gotten to the point where it was costing him his eyesight, and he had lost his driver's license. So they referred him to the mental health professional because they feel like if he knows what to do, why isn't he doing any of these things? And that's really because he didn't believe that effort was worth it. So he's talking to her, and he agreed to stop drinking 2 liters worth of regular Pepsi and drink diet Pepsi. That's it. And that one little change, he did lose a little weight. He was still coming to therapy, talking about how terrible diet Pepsi tastes versus real Pepsi, but he had got a little bit of progress. The next thing that he tried was a little bit of exercise. He bought a exercise bike at like a thrift store or something, and he had started doing some exercise in front of the TV. And he lost that, and the diet Pepsi change. He had lost some weight, and what he noticed was his eyesight had got a little better. So when he goes to therapy, after noticing that, he begins to maybe think that maybe he does have some control over his situation, right? And so at that point, he was like, well, what else should I be doing? What else can I do? Now he's open because of that one little change, just the belief that he has some power in his own situation. And that is the long and the short of it. You have power in your own situation. You're not helpless out here. So when you are wasting energy being jealous of what somebody else has, talking about what you ought to have, or even thinking that you will never have, it's nothing that you can do, that is a waste of energy. These are destructive beliefs that will never serve you. If you want it to be better, you have to change your habits. And that's all I wanted to share today. Also, an announcement. I am launching a podcast pretty quickly. I'm on track to get the first episode uploaded next month, and I'll be available on Apple, Spotify, all the places, iHeartRadio, wherever you enjoy it. I mean, it's probably gonna be more of what you already get from me, but more. So I just wanted to make that announcement to make sure that I do it. And I want to encourage somebody. Do the things. Take control. It's baby steps. Change one habit at a time, and it gets better. Thanks for watching.